remember the guy that we found to run the lab for a while? And he was waiting for
Rob Abrams?
Yeah, Rob Abrams.
He was my vet for years.
Right. He was waiting for his licensure. He came from Illinois, I think.
Okay.
He needed a job, and we needed somebody to run the lab, and marriage made in heaven.
Yeah.
But I remember we had a veterinarian as our lab director.
Yeah.
What I remember about the clinic is it was in the basement of a church. You went down the stairs into the clinic, and it was a large open room. It was a simple thing back then. It wasn't big at all.
There was a real emphasis in the 70s on people taking control of their lives. And I think a lot of the people who were there at the inception of People's Community Clinic, which started as People's Free Clinic, were very much committed to the idea that what they were doing was both empowering themselves to learn more about their bodies and to share that information with women throughout the community.
For me, People's Community Clinic provided a safe place to get good prenatal care, women's health care, which was not something that really existed back in the 70s. It was a rare and wonderful thing to have.
The staff at the time at People's Free Clinic were all amazingly driven to help others, which is why most of them were volunteers. They weren't being paid to do this.
And they came from all walks of life. You know, some had barely more money than the clients.
But what they shared in common was a deep-seated need to put themselves out there for others.
So moving into the 80s, we were confronted with new challenges. AIDS became a reality in our community. I think that People's was well situated to see people who maybe were not being seen in other mainstream organizations. The thing that I love about People's is that we're always looking for ways to meet the needs of the people that we were serving. And so back then, anonymous AIDS testing was not available. And so we started doing that at People's. And I think that was really important.
The struggle that we really saw a lot of was people with complex, multifaceted medical illnesses with no funding. Yeah, it was just a lot of doing whatever we could do. And it was just that very much, what can we do to get needs met? What can we do to get needs met? Because there wasn't, outside or bureaucratic or financial support for folks.
In spite of the very generous welcome that we always had at the Congregational Church, eventually we outgrew that space. And the folks started to look around for alternative space close to campus, and were able to acquire the building at 2909, and so that became the new home for People's Community Clinic.
I think it's important to remember that here at People's Community Clinic, we do the best that we can with the resources that we have available. There have been just numerous heartwarming stories, both for the clinic and me professionally, in patients that never really had contact with state-of-the-art medicine, and it's always just a joy for me to be able to provide them with services that they didn't think were available to them.
We were in tight quarters and had limited rooms, and everything was a little bit less efficient. The expansion into this new building was such a wonderful gift to all of us, both the staff who work here and the patients that we serve. Just beautiful spaces full of light that make patients feel welcome and that make it even more of a joy to work.
For me, it has been an honor just to have the opportunity to start a new department on a clinic like People's. Dental has become now a new portion or new part of that integration that People's trying to do. So People, I think, is ahead of the game
With our pediatric departments, we are able to provide more patients care through additional providers. And our actual department and where we actually can see patients has also doubled in size. So really allowing us to see kids when they're sick and see the same day.
I'm most looking forward to people's future in our ability to be a voice for those without a voice. I see my work here and everyone who works here as people in the forefront of helping those who are in need, who are underinsured or uninsured, to provide the resources and the care that they deserve. And I see Peoples as leading the way in making a difference for those in need.
When you have no insurance and nowhere to run, and you know that you're going to need lots of medicines and lots of caring, and you don't have that guidance, it's just terrifying. The staff is amazing. They make you feel welcomed. They make you feel like you're a part of the clinic, you're a part of this, and they're there to support you.
Without People's Community Clinic, I don't think that I would be walking and talking and living life like I live life now. My life is better in so many ways because of People's Community Clinic.
People's is often a pioneer for change. With the growing population here in Austin, there is a need for high quality healthcare. I'm confident that People's is prepared to meet that need over the next decade.
We've come an amazing way from the basement of the Congregational Church in West Campus. All of that couldn't have happened without the support from all of the people who are here today to celebrate with us. So I just want to thank each and every one of you for helping make the 2020 People's Community Clinic so successful. Thank you.